Hey, yo, what up, what up, what up? Fans of the fucking sport, what up? It's Lamech with Sly Sports TV back at you with another one. Bro, we got a big fucking fight coming up. David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, versus Dimetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Yeah. Man, I love that fight, bro. Stylistically, I love it. It's 50. It don't get no more 50-50 than that. You got two undefeated fighters. Styles couldn't be no more different. Styles couldn't be no more different. I love both fighters, so I love the fight and I hate the fight. You feel me? Because one of my guys is gonna get their ass whipped. Right? One of my guys gonna get their ass whipped, and that's how boxing goes. It's like when you got two teams that you like and they play each other. Hey, somebody got to get their ass whipped, right? Or at least take the L. Right? Somebody got to take the L, unless it's a draw. But we don't like draws over here. We don't like that. Even though typically draws are great fights, but we don't like draws. But well, not them kind of draws. Anyway, bruh, huge fight. Huge fucking fight. I love the fight. I love it. So who do we start with? Let's start with David Benavidez. He's the house fighter, right? David Benavidez, the house fighter. So let's start with that guy. David Benavidez. You know what? I'm gonna start with Boo Boo Andrade. Right? I'm gonna start with Andrade because he's not the house fighter. So I get it. Andrade, he did sign a PBC deal, so technically he's the house fighter, but he wasn't homegrown over there. And I'm kind of harping on that a little bit because it's fucking important, right? It's important. It's important to note Demetrius Andrade is not no homegrown PBC fighter, right? Homegrown PBC fighters typically have certain characteristics. Now, here's the thing about that. David Benavidez, for the most part, does not fit the mold of other PBC fighters. That's why I fuck with him, right? I fuck with David Benavidez. Only time he gonna really talk shit is if you talk shit to him. If you talk shit to him, he talks shit to you. If you talk shit to him in person, he'll step to you. Like, it's nothing to, it ain't no bitch in him. It ain't no bitch in David Benavidez. At least I don't see it. I used to say the same thing about Jamel Charlo too, right? But hey, like I said, I'm not giving Charlo a hard time. He coming off an injury. He was hurt. He was out for over a year. He moved up 2 weight classes, and we expect him to like go balls to the wall against a champion, the undisputed champ. Like, whatever. I think he could have fought better. He could have showed more heart, absolutely. But that guy still got a career ahead of him, right? I don't agree with crashing out. Anyway, Demetrius Andrade. Real funky style. Mr. Andrade has, man. He's the only fighter that fights like that. I don't care how he one of them fighters. It don't really matter how much tape you watch. You're gonna get a trick bag. It don't matter how much tape you watch. You're gonna get a trick fucking bag when you step in the ring with him. Right? It's not gonna be whatever you saw on tape. He gonna throw you something else. He just goes in there and fights. He just goes in and fights, right? But one thing that he is pretty consistent at, is early in the fight, he gonna turn up. Like when that bell ring, he gonna come out like the Tasmanian devil and get your respect early, right? He gonna come out like the Tasmanian devil and get your respect early. That's been his track record. Now, he's been fighting like that since the Emmys. You know what I mean? So let's talk about that. I think that tactic has worked in all his previous fights, right? I like the tactic. I like it. You come out, you get guys early respect. In this fight, though, you are fighting David Benavidez, who, even though he's a big dude, right? He's a big dude, but he don't run out of gas. David Benavidez don't run out of gas. What's up, bro? That's it.
Oh.
That's it.
Bad. I ain't
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, man. So, David Benavidez, in my Andrade voice, David Benavidez, he don't run out of gas. He actually gets stronger as the fight wears on. So, would it be beneficial for Andrade to come out balls to the wall like that, right? Would it be beneficial for him to do that? Number one, you're moving up in weight, right? You're moving up in weight. So if you was gassing out at 160, you have more weight on you now, more muscle on you now. Whatever you had at 160, you got more of it on you now, right? I'm not sure about the tactic of coming out bald unless you can get this guy on the mat. If you can come out and get him on the mat, go for it. But if you, it's a risk. It's a really risky play coming out like that against a guy like David Benavidez, who tends to, he might come out a little slow, but then he's gonna start ramping it up, especially when he start putting combos on you and seeing that you're affected, right? Andrade, I wouldn't call him the most durable guy. I like Andrade, but if he had any chink in the armor, it'd probably be that. His durability could be a little suspect, right? His durability. But one thing about this fight is gonna tell the tale. It's gonna show who's who, right? So let's talk about David Benavidez for a little while. David Benavidez is he's your prototypical pressure fighter, right? Prototypical pressure fighter is interesting because in this fight, in most of David Benavidez's fights, he's gonna have the reach advantage. He's a really tall guy. He's really a weight bully, right? I'm gonna keep it real. He's really kind of a weight bully, but hey, the guy has goals in mind. He wants the title at 168. So long as you can pull it off, But it's a very dangerous game, draining down like that. Very dangerous, because the moment you stay too long, you get your ass whipped. That's how it works. When you stay too long at the weight, you automatically get your ass whipped. So it's a fine line between weight bullying and being drained as fuck. See Josh Taylor, right? See Josh Taylor. I'm not gonna say Errol Spence, because to me, he didn't look drained to me. He didn't. I heard what he said with his fans saying and all that, but I watched that fight. He didn't look drained to me. He didn't. I didn't see it. Not on fight night. Anyway, yeah, David Benavidez, his work rate is like the opposite of Andrade. He's gonna come out, see what you're doing early, right? And once he has a good frame of what you're trying to do, then he starts putting those combinations together. It's like both guys can attack the other's weakness. So in that sense, it's the perfect fight. Sometimes I don't like fights where we have two counter punches, or two. Oh, the worst is two pure boxers. Oh my God, that's like the worst. That's the worst. Even two pressure fighters. Usually it doesn't work out the way it seems on paper, right? Because one of the pressure guys is gonna start boxing, right? Or do some other shit. Like, we rarely see that, but something about that counter puncher versus pressure fighter matchup, that's where the magic is, right? And I see all sorts of boxing channels, like, I don't know what these motherfuckers are watching. They refer to Dimetrius Andrade as like a pure boxer. And I'm just like, what fight are you watching? I don't see that. I don't see that at all. Like, what part of this guy is keeping a distance and boxing and fighting on his back foot? I've seen him do that late in fights, but like, for the most part, no, he's lunging in with uppercuts and hooks and throwing all types of wild shots and shit. Like, that ain't pure boxing. That is, I don't know how to classify it. Because it's like he's doing it all. Right? And I'm not saying he's doing it all at like the top, the highest level, but the fact that he had his bag is that deep, that's the superpower right there. And I'm talking about Demetrius Andrade. Now, as for David Benavidez, he can attack that because, like I said, Andrade, because he does all that stuff in the midst of one fight, he wears down. So Benavidez, he can wait this guy out and drag him into deep waters and then just fight his normal way. That probably is the game plan. That's probably the game plan. Like, you know what? We're gonna let this guy. He's gonna do some stuff early, but we know he's gonna slow down. And when he does, that's when I'm gonna pounce on him. Right? I could very easily see that being a game plan. And Andrade, he might wanna. To me, if I know I'm fighting a guy that really don't get tired, he gets stronger, I'm not coming out. I'm going to come out a little different. Throw a wrinkle in their plan. Like, what happens now that when you come out and box a little bit early, right? When you box a little bit early, now it forces them to rethink their plan. They can't wait you out. They can't wait for you to get tired. Right? They got a plan for you. They got to change their plan and plan for you to be there lively and active late in the fight. Make them think. If I'm Andrade, if I'm Benavidez, I do just what I said. If he comes out with all that flash and firepower, don't get caught with nothing crazy and get knocked down, because then he takes control of the whole fight from then on. He can just box you. He can just box you from knowing. That's Andrade's style. Get you down on the mat, maybe once or twice, and then just box you. Right? Make you chase him and box you. Not the most entertaining style when he does that, but it's all about effectiveness, right? That's what it's all about. And both these guys are undefeated. Both guys have been knocked down before, right? Now let's talk about what I consider as an it factor. Okay? What I consider is an it factor. And to me, it sounds, I don't know if the Benavidez camp. Now, before I say what I say, I'm a big David Benavidez fan. I like Andrade too, but I'm probably a little bit more of a Benavidez fan just by his fighting style, right? But I'm also a realist. Okay? I'm also a fucking realist. Now, at the beginning of this video, I said this was a 50-50 fight, and it very much is. But the thing that makes it, that kind of sways it to one side or the other, is the mindset. Right? The mindset. I absolutely do not like what Jose Benavidez Sr. is saying. I don't like the stuff he's saying. To me, that's not sound advice from a corner guy. It's really not. It's not sound, and especially when you're talking about fighting a guy like Demetrius Andrade. Like, if they tell me in that fucking interview that Andrade is just like Caleb Plant, again, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. He's nothing like Caleb Plant. And if you think that, you're probably gonna get surprised in this fight. This fight gonna be a lot tougher than it need to be if you're going into it thinking that. He's not like Caleb Plant. He's not. Like, the thing that he might have in common with Caleb Plant is neither guy has the most punching power. But Andrade can punch he punches harder than Caleb Plant. Andrade is not sweet hands, right? He can punch. He can punch. He's not a one-punch knockout guy, but neither is David Benavidez. David Benavidez ain't a big knockout. He's not a big one-punch knockout guy. He's going to wear you down with the shots, right? I don't like the stuff Jose Benavidez is saying. He's calling Demetrius Andrade a little guy, and he's just like Caleb Plant. And to me, that's just bad corner advice, right? And that is, if that's not bad enough, Mr. Jose Benavidez Sr., bro, your son got to break the streak. Okay? Your son got to break that streak. You know what streak I'm talking about? Demetrius Andrade is technically a top-ranked fighter. And you know what happens when top-ranked guys come over there, don't you? It's not pretty. It's not pretty. When top-ranked play in the same sandbox with PBC, top-ranked usually wash the PBC. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Don't tell me about Floyd and Pacquiao. Like, Floyd is the top-ranked fighter, okay? So don't tell me about that. Fuck out of here. Anyway, yeah, I think that's dangerous, bro. I think that's dangerous. Like, Boo Boo Andrade, he's an Olympian, right? Top-ranked. He's one of them high-level skill guys. And you trying to diminish him like that, I'm starting to get the vibe of the Terrence Crawford and Errol Smith. I see the same trap. Diminishing people's skills. He ain't fought nobody. He little. He this and that. Man, look, as far as a fight psychologist, don't you do better by playing to up your opponent? Don't you prepare for a better performance by saying, you know what? I got to be on my A game against this guy. This guy is the real deal. He's tough. He's strong. Talk about your opponent as if he's better than he really is. Why? Because that's going to make you raise your levels. I don't understand this tactic of corner guys talking down against opponents. You're letting your fighter's guard down. Right? You're telling your fighter, he ain't that tough. He ain't that. You setting him up for, all right. Hey, I ain't gonna hold you because this ain't the prediction video yet. So I ain't gonna hold you, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see what's up, right? We're gonna see. Anyway, that's all I got, man. If you like the video, shit, go to the like button's body. Bang off on that motherfucker. Peace.